and welcome to the Simon Trains channel. I am Simon Trains, or some people like to call me Simon Trains. Now I'm underneath a road bridge at this railway station today because it is wet indeed. But we only visited one railway station today to film trains and get something unusual passing through here. So without further ado, this is the station that I'm visiting today, Burton-on-Trent. Now I'm going to roll the intro now and I'll meet you for the 0937 West Midlands Railway Service to Rugeley Trent Valley. Hello, my name is Simon and I'm a rail enthusiast to the town of Rugeley in Staffordshire. And I also use the railway to travel around the country. These are my journeys across the United Kingdom by the Iron Rails, which sometimes can go successful or end up in a disaster. The block now approaching this YouTube channel is the next Simon Trains railway journey, and I welcome you to this service. So please sit back and enjoy the adventure.
Please mind the gap between
I'm now at Rugeley Trent Valley Railway Station. I'll come off 350 256, which was a London Northwestern Railway Class 350-0. But this was working the West Midlands Railway Service. And that's left on the 0948 at Birmingham New Street. Now I'm here to change trains to catch the 10:05 London Northwestern Railway Service to Tamworth, but this carries on to London Euston. Once I'm at Tamworth, I'm catching the, I think it's the 11:07 or the 11:09 CrossCountry service, which will take me to Burton-on-Trent. Now the unit I'll be trying on to Burton-on-Trent is 170-103. Now if you know real-time trains, it will list the unit allocations for cross-country now. That's how I know it's going to be 170-103. That will take me to Burton-on-Trent. So it's about time to gronk it up, which you can find this t-shirt on the description below. And this was designed by Zoe Robinson. And now I'm going to carry on my journey to Tamworth.
in the northeast of England. Change at Nuneaton for services to Leicester. Please make sure you travel in the correct part of the train. Passengers for Atherstone must board the front 4 carriages.
I'm now at Tamworth Railway Station. We're here to change trains, but we're looking down the West Coast Main Line here, towards Stafford's up there, and in that direction is towards Rugby. Now we look up, because it's got two additional platforms on the high level. The West Coast Main Line is the low level, and what we're standing on now is Tamworth High Level, looking towards Birmingham New Street, and if we carry on this way, if we turn round, that'll take us to Burton and Derby. Now I'm here to change trains to catch the 1108. It's not the 1107 or the 1109 as I mentioned, it's the 1108 to Nottingham. But I'm going to Burton-on-Trent. Now before I explain why I go to Burton-on-Trent in a second, I just want to mention about that Gronking Up t-shirt. It is available on Teesprings, or if you go to Jennifer E. Kirk's YouTube channel, it's actually also listed there as well, because it started where I'm watching the Monday Club, which is her live stream of her model rail layout Weir Yard. And sometimes I go on there, Simon Trains MRS, and I just chat to people and enjoy the live stream. And that's where I hear Gronking Up. And one time they had actually called Gronkfest, which is 08 and 09 shunters on her model rail layout Weir Yard. And that's where the t-shirt came from, because they made a t-shirt and they sold it on Teesprings and on Jennifer E. Kirk's YouTube channel. So that's where you can go get the t-shirt from. So we'll go now back to business. Now the reason I'm going to Burton-on-Trent is to get an unusual electric locomotive passing through. It's starting at Barrow Hill and it's going to Soho Depot, which is just in Birmingham where the 323s sit. Now this unusual electric locomotive is a Class 89 Badger, and it's only one of its kind. And that's why we're going to Burton-on-Trent to see it. Unfortunately though, it's not the best of weathers to go and see it today because it is raining. So I'm going to do a little history about the Class 89 electric locomotive, and then we're going to catch the 1108 cross-country service, which will be 170-103, which will take us to Burton-on-Trent. The Class 89 electric locomotive was a prototype built in 1986 by British Rail Engineering Limited at Crewe Works, but it was designed by Brush Tractions in Loughborough. The locomotive's first power working was on the 9th of February 1987, and the first loan run was on the 20th of February 1987. The locomotive was allocated to Crewe Electric Depot for trials, and following a successful testing, 89001 was transferred to Hornsey Depot and then later Bounds Green Depot to run services on the East Coast Main Line. 16th of January 1989 it was named Abbaset, recognition of the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds at London King's Cross, and the name was unveiled by Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher. And a special train ran on the same day taking the RSPB President Magnus Magnusson to Sandy on a BIP train. Sadly, in July 1992 the dream came to an end when 89001 suffered a serious failure and was withdrawn from traffic, but however it was saved for preservation by the Midlands Railway Centre. However, in the mid-90s the locomotive had a second chance in life, because the Great Northwestern Railway, or GNER, was suffering from a motive power shortage, so they purchased 89001 and invested £100,000 in overhaul and repainting it into the GNER blue and orange livery. The locomotive returned to service in March 1997, but sadly in 2001 the locomotive suffered another major failure and ended up being withdrawn from traffic again. In 2004 the locomotive was moved to Barrow Hill and taken into care of the AC Locomotive Group for storage, but they ended up purchasing it in December 2006, which entered preservation for a second time in its life. So that's the history of the Class 89. It's a one of its kind, and it's been moved to Soho Depot for further testing and running under its own power in the depot complex before it returns to the main line. Oh, wrong unit number. I'm now on platform 2 at Burton-on-Trent Railway Station. If you want to know where platform 1 is, it's actually the other side of this, over there on this island platform. It is a big wide island platform. It's East Midlands Railway Station, but no East Midlands Railway services stop here, it's all cross-country. Now unfortunately with the current situation, the cross-country services are not actually as they should be here, because you do get two Class 170s going towards Nottingham, you get two Class 170s going towards Birmingham, one extended to Cardiff, and you get at least about 4 cross-country Voyager services, or HSTs sometimes, stopping here or speeding through, but the services between up north towards the south are only hourly, and the turbo stars that are stopping here, the Class 170s, are only on hourly service between Nottingham and Cardiff, so you actually lost half the traffic here. So I'm literally relying on the freight services here to make trains at Burton-on-Trent Station video, which is going quite well so far. Also here, you can get trains that come on this freight loop that's behind me here, and also on the other side on platform 1. Now, like I said, I'm here to catch the Class 89 electric locomotive here. Now it is stopping here, and it's currently at Stenston Junction, which is just further north of here. Towards Derby is this way, and towards Tamworth is this way actually. Should have mentioned that at the start, but anyway. So, it's also got a Class 37 with it, 37510, and a Class 47 with it, which I think is 47813. Now, this is unusual working because, as I mentioned, the Badger, or the Class 89 electric locomotive, is one of its kind. So I'm going to do the station history first of Burton-on-Trent Railway Station, then we're going to carry on doing some filming, get this Class 89 electric locomotive, and then head back on the 1250 cross-country service back to Tamworth. I'm now going to do the station's history of Burton-on-Trent Station. The first Burton station opened in 1839 by the Birmingham and Derby Junction Railway. Now in 1881 the first station was demolished due to the increase of passengers, and a new station opened, which is today's platforms. Until 1960 the station also acted as a terminus for trains towards Lichfield City, Leicester by the Colville line and to Tutbury and Hatton, but these lines closed to passengers between 1960 to 1965. Now the station was rebuilt in 1970 as part of the modernisation plan. Only the staircase remains of the 1881 to 1970 platforms. I'm now on platform 1 at Burton-on-Trent Railway Station. Now we did get the Class 89 Badger, which was brilliant to see, but unfortunately it was in the middle of the convoy, because the 47 was leading, the 37 was on the back, and the Class 89 electric locomotive was in the middle. I wish it was on the back of the train, would have made a perfect shot, but unfortunately beggars can't be choosers, and that's how they wanted to put it in. That's fair enough indeed. But we also noticed here that I did say we were supposed to get 170-103 on here, but apparently it turned out to be 170-105, because on real-time trains now they have listed the cross-country units that are allocated to the services, and I did check before I left this morning which one was going to take me to Burton. Now apparently the 1250 that's supposed to take me back to Tamworth is supposed to be 170-638, but I don't know if that's true or not. We'll find out when that train comes in, because they have listed on real-time trains now the Northern services, CrossCountry, London Northwestern Railway, ScotRail, which we knew about back in March when I went to Scotland, GB Rail Freight and Locomotive Service Limited. So they have listed a variety of real-time trains now, which numbers are on these services. Like the Voyager that just went past was 221126. Now also at Burton, it's actually used to be like a big brewery, because they brew beer here, and there used to be loads of industrial sidings here, like for beer traffic. I think they still brew beer here, but the industrial sides have long gone, most of them, to be honest. So we're just going to wait for the 1250 cross-country service to arrive now, and fill a few more trains here. We've got a couple of freight trains and a Voyager to pass. And now we're back on the lower level. To be honest, it's pretty wet and cold today, so I'm not going to be around long. I'm actually going to be catching the 1309 London Northwestern Railway Service back to Rugeley Trent Valley, because as you can see on the camera, there's raindrops all the time, and it's not really the best of weather to go out filming trains today, to be honest. But we did go to Burton, we did get what we wanted, and we did film some stuff at Burton. So it has been a win, even though the weather's not made it a winner, but beggars can't be choosers, like I said. So I'm going to catch the 1309, which is about 2 or 3 minutes late, back to Rugeley Trent Valley. I'm now coming on the train headed back to Rugeley Town Station. As you can just see, I did a live stream and it ended up being a wet one, so that's why my hair looks like it's been in the rain, because it has. And just in case you're wondering why I'm not wearing a face covering, it's because I'm wearing an exemption badge. Now most of the sunrise today are because our trip to... we just left Rugeley Trent Valley actually, so I'm going to make this quick. Our trip to Burton-on-Trent was brilliant actually, because we did get some passenger units passing through cross countries. We did get some stopping there. We did get some Class 170 Turbo Stars, some Class 221 Super Voyagers and Voyagers. We also got some good freight trains through there, but we did get the Class 89 electric locomotive, which was top and tailed with a 47 and a 37. So we did get that indeed. That was brilliant to get, which was the main reason I was going to Burton today. The only disadvantage though, it was raining. So unfortunately the rain could not be helped, but fair enough. So like I said, we started Rugeley Town this morning, went to Trent Valley, went to Tamworth, went to Burton. I just came back the same way, to be honest. So went back to Tamworth, back to Rugeley Trent Valley. When I got back to Rugeley Trent Valley, I actually did a live stream, and if you want to watch that full video, which was roughly an hour long, it is in the corner there. And yes, some YouTubers do invade that live stream, which I don't mind them dropping in to say hello and having some fun. But yeah, so that's why I'm wet, because when I was live streaming, I was live streaming in the rain.
We will be calling at Rugeley Town, Hensford, Cannock, Landywood,
right.
Lockswitch North.
Try and ignore that. I'm going to prepare the next video now.
And Birmingham New
Is I don't know when it's going to be, because like I said, I'm actually planning this day by day. Now I might have a plan for the next blog, but I need to see how the ticketing is for it.
We are now approaching Rugeley Town.
Not yet, for God's sakes. So going to see how the ticketing's going to be for this book trip. If it's doable, I'm doing it. If not, then I'm not. So I do have a plan up my sleeve for next week, but I don't know if it's going to work or not. So this blog will be terminating at Rugeley Town Railway Station after I get off in a second. Thank you for trying with Simon Trades. I'll see you for the next blog in the future. So stay safe and hope you enjoyed this one.